Colleges will be required to submit data to prove they do not consider race in admissions under a new policy ordered Thursday by President Donald Trump. Now, back in 2023, the Supreme Court ruled against the use of affirmative action in admissions, but said colleges may still consider how race has shaped students' lives if applicants share that information in their admissions essays. The president is accusing colleges of using personal statements and other proxies to consider race, which conservatives view as illegal discrimination.
Joining us this morning, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, to kind of weigh in on this. Khalif, good morning again. So we know that institutions can't base admissions based off of race, but we know that applicants, they can still write letters about how race has impacted their life. How does the court kind of navigate the nuance and go, well, this decision was, it is clearly written in what they said about race. How do they figure this out?
Well, it's a few things. I mean, the Trump administration is asking, and let me be clear, I can hear the dog whistle within this still, which is problematic and troubling, to still continue to make it merit-based argument where there's no statistical support to show that they're not using merit-based admissions processes. And so these institutions will turn over, like Columbia we talked about the other day, like Brown that we talked about before. But we even have to step back. We talk about affirmative action. What is affirmative action? Everyone likes to make these big monsters in the room and make something the enemy. But what is it? It's the action refers to policies and practices designed to address past and present discriminations. So there was some discrimination clearly occurring in the past. Zero admissions of African Americans, zero admissions of women, zero admissions of Hispanics. And so at some point there was a need to address those past wrongs. And so then as you move forward in 2023, the court makes that decision that, yes, you can't have a quota system because that was already outlined, but you now also can't use these race numbers in considering admissions. But what you can use, as Chief Justice Roberts said in his opinion, nothing prohibits the universities from considering an applicant's discussion of how race has affected the applicant's life, so long as the discussion is concretely tied to a quality of character and a unique ability to the particular applicant can contribute to the university. Universities and colleges understand that diversity makes their campuses better. And so they're not skirting around it, as the Trump administration has attempted to say. They're trying to find ways to get diversity on their campuses because it increases the likelihood that folks that leave their campus will be successful in the greater world. And so those are the types of things that they're attempting to do. The statistics will show. And even if you use some other way to get diversity on your campus by not using race, going after low-income students, for instance, going after the top 9% within those areas across the state. That argument alone is enough to defeat the merit-based or lack of merit for their admissions if places like Texas and California that implemented this top 9% of graduating seniors get automatic admission and the numbers have stayed the same. Well, that meant it wasn't based on race, that it was based on merit because you're getting the top 9 and those folks that are based on diversity are still getting in. And so I think it's problematic when you're attempting to make an issue out of something that's not an issue.
Khalif, this reminds me of the whole entire debate over gerrymandering and whether it's race-based or it's not race-based. The same thing here, because what do you consider a proxy? If somebody writes in their application essay that they were shaped this way by their racial background and where they grew up, it's subject to interpretation. So how will colleges say, well, we're not using this as a proxy to allow him based off of race? Who determines that, and how will the Trump administration go after? Because they also, it's subject to their interpretation.
Well, in the admissions process, I know they will have some type of algorithm, and that algorithm will give, or I should say rubric, that will give points allocated for certain things, participated in school clubs, you know, your GPA, what you did in the community, Boy Scouts, those types of things. They'll rank and they'll be tiered based on that. But now this admissions letter is the one specifically saying how it shaped your life and how those shaping, life-shaping moments will now be applicable to your college experience. They're also using that to determine, hey, this person has this other person has this, they're both equal. But now, hey, this guy has this essay that talks about all this worldly experience that we want on our campus. All right, we're probably going to give this person the thing. It's always a competition. You are performing I should say interviewing for your opportunities to see who can shine the brightest in these application and admissions processes. And so ways to make yourself stand out off of the page is always, a positive. So trying to find a way to do that ties into the model and the desire of the college. That's what the Trump administration is saying, that these administrations, the universities and colleges are saying that diversity is important. And he doesn't like the fact that they're saying that it's important. Well, the statistics show that it's important. So now they want them to not even say that, but the Supreme Court didn't say they couldn't say that.
Wish there was more time.
Man, I'll
Wish,
tell you
man,
what.
just beginning to take the lid off this, Khalif. Thank you. A discussion that will be ongoing for sure. Again, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.